Good afternoon, Britain. It's 37 minutes past midday. Now, the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, is facing mounting pressure to resign today, all following a damning report into the suspected abuse of over 100 children by a well-known barrister associated with the Church of England.
Yes, the report also claims that the institution had played a role in covering up the accusations when details initially came to light in 2013.
Well, 3 members of the Church's Parliament have started a petition calling for Mr Welby to resign, all over failures to follow up on those accusations. OK,
we're joined by historian at the New Culture Forum, Philip Kiszely. Philip, thank you very much indeed for joining us. How serious is this for the Archbishop?
Hi, both. It's great to speak to you again. It's as serious as it can get, really. This is abuse that happened in the 70s and 80s. It came to light in 2013. Justin Welby knew about it. There are, as you say, Tom, over 130 boys who've been violently abused here, violently and sexually abused. 2 of these boys were hit over 8,000 times. Okay, and this cover-up is pretty typical. The abuser, John Smythe, died in 2018. So, like Jimmy Savile, he has escaped justice. And this is one of our great institutions failing children again. I think one of the key things here is the idea of justice should be public. It's the old adage, justice should be seen to be done. And perpetrators need to be publicly shamed. If you are indulging in shameful and sadistic acts, then you need to be shamed for 2 reasons. Because that is a kind of punishment, but also it's a deterrent to other people. Now, that's massively important when it comes to child abuse, okay? And I think I'm just worried about what else is going to come out because this has been, let go. How many other instances have been swept under the carpet?
I mean, this is an extraordinary story from start to finish. The story said by some of these victims, shocking, appalling, but also a mysterious death of a boy under the care of Mr Smythe in 1992 in Zimbabwe. I mean, he hopped from country to country and seemingly none of the accusations were followed up until it was far, far too late. But what more could the Church of England have done, given that this was a man who didn't always base himself in the United Kingdom?
I think they could have shouted it from the rooftops. And I don't think where he did it matters so much. I think it's something that, as I mentioned Jimmy Savile before, and I think it kind of reverberates through our society. We've got this problem now. And I think it was happening in 2013. I think this was when it was really beginning to start. There's a tension between affirmation on the one hand and safeguarding on the other. And when children and women are involved, safeguarding always goes by the wayside, doesn't it? So we've heard just recently about a biological male, now we know, boxer, who was put in a boxing ring with women to beat the living daylights out of them, to affirm a particular gender agenda. Okay, we already have this as well, don't we? We've had it in schools. We've got the trans thing in schools. So rather than just immediately going to this affirmation of ideology, we need to think about the safety of individuals, not just this affirmation of groups and group identity.
And Philip, just
to make the point, Emily, the group here, of course, is the Church of England. It's one of our great institutions.
And one of the things here is that Justin Welby is very happy to make public statements. He's very happy to take a strong stance on controversial issues, whether it's anything from racism, Black Lives Matter, to the Rwanda scheme, which I believe he called ungodly. So he's very happy to take a stance when it comes to issues that he perceives to be about social justice or unchristian. And does this make the accusations of a cover-up here all the worse?
Yes, I think it does, because it's on the one hand, it's gross hypocrisy, okay, and people loathe that, and people absolutely loathe that when it comes to the sadistic abuse of children. But it calls into question, actually, what he thinks Christian charity is. You know, if he's looking at an abuser of children, an abuser of boys, and saying, "Oh well, you know that," I'm assuming there's some kind of mechanism of forgiveness that's gone on there, and he's certainly forgiving himself in his own mind through his, in relation to his negligent actions. I don't understand, and again, this is a big thing in our society. I don't understand what the moral code is here. Everything seems to be upside down. It seems to be that the victims are being punished, and they're being punished because they're getting no justice, Emily, and the perpetrators are getting off scot-free. We've got a real problem. Yes, it's been going on for years, and of course we had a different kind of problem in the 70s and 80s where people just got away with these things. We haven't moved on because people are still getting away with them. The problem now is that people are making ridiculous excuses for the most vile behavior, and it's time we really began to interrogate these moral codes, this ethical framework we have, and tear it apart and start again.
Well, thank you very much indeed. Dr. Philip Kiszely, a historian at the New Culture Forum. Great to have you on. Thank you.